All right, Coach. Quick turnaround yet again. How are you? How are you preparing for Wednesday? And what have you been able to get done in the past day and a half?
With these midweek games, what we've found is the best setup is to come straight back in the following day from the journey back. So Sunday morning we landed late Saturday night, and we were back in again Sunday morning, just really to take stock of where everyone was at physically. Some of the guys that didn't get a lot of action did some work. And then today becomes a little bit easier to navigate and move forward with. And then, of course, tomorrow we have our prep day. So no rest this week. We find those opportunities possibly in the windows where there's no midweek game. So the guys are in really good emotional state. Disappointment of defeat, of course, but I just wanted to try and reinforce with them some of the progress, some of the positives from the weekend, and I think we're in a fairly decent spot moving towards the DC game.
Wonderful. We'll open up the floor for questions now. We will begin with a question from the Dre Fields with the Tennessee.
Gary, good afternoon. You mentioned a couple of games ago the benefit of having someone like Taylor Washington come off the bench with the energy that he showed, and that's kind of like the reason why he was an option, whether it be due to injuries or to yellow card suspensions. How important will it be for Wednesday to have that energy and that dynamic play up front, especially after the travel from Saturday?
What a lot of teams are finding, Drake, as this quite unique schedule unfolds is just the difficulties of finding the sort of purpose and positivity that you're talking about, and when games come thick and fast, some of the groups, I think, and ourselves included, have run into a lack of energy. You're on the road, maybe back to back, and it can be a real drain physically and emotionally. So to your point, it's very, very important that not only do we have enough energy on the field, but our attitude's positive enough. Our home ground and Titan Stadium has been good to us so far. I think our attitude personally has reinforced what we would like to be a tough place to play. And my hope is the team I put out has got enough, tempo and passion about them to get back onto a winning track on Wednesday night. And it won't be easy, but as I said, it's been a good place to play. And my hope is that confidence of being back at home helps us get the result we're after.
We'll go on with a question, at least one question from Tim Sullivan. Tim?
Gary, you won't have Dan Lovett available Wednesday night because of his yellow card suspension. What aspects of his game are going to be the most difficult to replace in the starting lineup?
Well, there's a couple of things with, Daniel's omission. The first one is that, we've had a pretty settled back line for some of the other changes that have occurred around the group. We've stuck with what has become, quite a well-drilled and workman-like unit, and he'll be missed in that respect. So there's a continuity aspect of it. But I just think his personality and his experience pre and during the game, he's played at a very, very good level. He's played for his country. And as you might expect, when things are not going so well, he's one of those guys that I think a lot of people rely upon. And when things are going well, he's also got the energy and the quality to try and force the issue and press a few of those positive and attacking buttons. And, it gives somebody else another chance, though. you know, when one door closes, it opens up for somebody else. And I do think that this run of games that we're having is a good opportunity for a lot of young players and a lot of players that maybe in a normal season may not have got a look in around the starting 11 as much as they are. And I mean around the league now, not just our group. So it's a nice opportunity for someone else.
We have one follow-up question from Ben Wright with broken sports.
Yeah, Gary, we saw several players miss out last week due to injury, especially on the wings. If you're able to, could you just give a little bit of update about how that group is looking ahead of Wednesday?
Yeah, Randall has been involved the last couple of days, and he's making some nice progress. You've got David Cam and Abu, who are slightly behind Randall, and I would suspect are going to find it difficult now for Wednesday to be part of that group. And aside that, we're probably no different to anyone else. We've got bodies that are sore, in some cases banged up a little bit, but I think the guys are getting used to the fact that they're feeling the difficulties and pains that they are, and they're getting on with it. And I'm ultra pleased about their attitude and their application in the difficult circumstances, and I would hope that most people from the weekend are available and ready to go again.
We got another follow-up question from Tim Sullivan.
Gary, what have you had a chance to see when you've taken a look at preparing for DC United, and what are some of the ways that you think they'll try to beat you? And obviously you don't want to give away the game plan, but how are you going to counter some of what they like to do?
Yeah, well, DC, I mean, I've seen a reasonable amount of them, not just recently, but over a period of time. And, Benny Olsen's been there a long time now. And, first and foremost, I do think they emulate the type of player he was and the type of character he is, which would make a lot of sense. And a competitor, really determined character, and a genuine personality as well. And I think the very minimum you get from DC United teams are a very tough game. I mean, they're as competitive as they come. Outside of that, I think they've been rocked by, injuries to a couple of important players, Areola obviously being at the top of that list. But with a couple of additions, I know Rivas has played up top the last couple of games, and they've just brought him in recently. They've made a couple of signings that I think have helped them, but they're obviously in a bit of an up and down form, and I'm sure they're coming to our place thinking if they can get a result, then it gets them on their way again, and starts off a bit of an unbeaten run, and puts a bit of a pin in maybe some of our aspirations as well. So they're not as easy to work out as other teams, just purely because of their change in shape and their change in personnel. Some of that, as I've said, may be enforced. Others, maybe Benny's, opinions on what, where and how they're going to improve. But as I said, what you do know is they're a side that certainly don't give up and are constantly looking for opportunities to either get in front or get back in the game, and rarely do you have an easy night against them.
We have a follow-up from Ben Wright.
Yeah, Gary, how important is it in a match week where you have two matches this closely together to play two games at home and not have to deal with the flights in and out, and potentially be able to recover a little bit better at home?
It helps immensely. I think we're all finding that the day of a game, and it's very different. You're up at an earlier time, you're on a flight, albeit the league have done a great job of keeping these games in close proximity. So you're not making long journeys that are so detrimental or tiring to the group. But it's a long day. You're into a new environment at the other end. And then, of course, you get the physical aspect of playing in somebody else's backyard and trying to get a result. So those days are not easy. You get back late. You're trying to get the schedule and the training protocols right to recover or to prepare. And normally they roll into one. So to have 2 games at home is hugely helpful, especially as, we've had some decent nights so far in Titan Stadium. And, knowing how tight this league is, it's going to be, I would think it's going to be a really, really tough night on Wednesday. Both teams, will feel as though they maybe missed opportunities in different ways at the weekend. And they'll know how important this midweek game is going into a short turnaround. I think we're one of only 2 games at the weekend. So I think DC have got an extra day. But it's exciting to be there for 2 games in the trot and also very helpful schedule-wise.